because of what I've explained earlier, there are a couple of platforms or engagements that we have. One of them is to utilizing the existing medical community, the nurses, the doctors who are in practice, who can talk to their patients, to encourage them to donate tissue and explain its usefulness and why tissue donation, which is really the crux of the matter. And the second point is obviously creating awareness through different types of engagements online, on social media, Facebook, etc. And also family. Family are the people that are quite important in tissue donation. We speak to other people who are stakeholders in handling deceased persons, like forensic services, undertakers, etc. Not that they will allow us to engage with them illegally, but what happens is that they give us an opportunity to talk to family, to explain to them about tissue donation. And also general members of the public. We run, I think in the last couple of years, we've run different campaigns, social groups, churches, etc. And hence that network of creating awareness has been yielding quite good results. There's scope for growth. We're hopeful that online MEX will also play a part in enabling us to achieve that. First of all, recent or current COVID-19 exposure or infection of a deceased person is an exclusion. The second part is that our recovery people have not been able to visit medical facilities because of the limitation of visits, and therefore that has been negatively affected. Maybe I forgot to mention it earlier. One of the places where we create awareness of tissue donation is that our recovery managers visit hospitals, talk to patients, they talk to nurses, they talk to doctors there, and also in turn, those doctors and nurses spread the message even further to their other patients. So when COVID-19 happened and limitation of visits happened, that engagement was negatively affected. We'll be engaging in setting up stalls to create awareness, to share the information, to spread the word. It's, I think, to everybody, to every kind person, to every person with a conscience. It's a kind of thing that we want to do to give an opportunity to the next person. It's a gift of life, because tissue donation in a lot of instances saves lives. It provides quality healthcare. We are utilizing a biological material on a patient instead of using a prosthetic or using any other non-biological material, because the human body absorbs easily biological materials. So we think that that kind of awareness will add tremendous value. So we will be, by all means, we will be engaging with the members of the public by setting up awareness stalls in different public places, shopping malls, etc. The current demographics that we are engaging with successfully has been the white and the colored population. In the Black population, who are the majority in the country, that has not hit home as yet. So we need a different paradigm shift, and that would entail, as you rightly point out, that we target the young people, who are the ones who will be of age or probably have access to information, so that they can see what is happening elsewhere, in the world, but also understand the benefit of tissue donation. Immediately in the Black population, this is marked as one of the recent groundbreaking stuff that doctors did at Stellenbosch, when a few young men who came from initiation schools had to undergo penile amputations because of the contracted illnesses that they had during the initiation phase, or during the initiation process, as it were. And the surgeons had to do penile transplant to give them an opportunity to live a normal life. Penile transplant is an example of an organ, an example of organ donation. Maybe let me say why this is relevant An organ is made up of tissues that perform the same function, and tissues are made up of cells that perform the same function. So this is an example of how organ and stroke tissue donation can change lives, can make people better who are desperately in need. So technology is changing. Human beings, people are getting familiar with stem cells, stem cell donations. People are getting familiar with how some of the cancers are treated, how some of the conditions are treated, and therefore tissue donation, if you position the messaging right, we can be able to reach out to the young people and explain the benefits of tissue donation and how that is relevant in terms of new technology. Because yes, over time, it is quite probable that 60% or 50% of the human body tissues and parts would be donated to give other people the benefit of life. The benefit of tissue donation is exponential, if I can put it that way, because several patients can benefit from one person who has agreed to donate their tissues to the healthcare industry. Use to engage with the public. One of those will be the people who are really in the front line, who are in the cold face of healthcare, which are doctors and nurses who see patients on a daily basis. Our recovery managers would go and engage with the medical profession in general to enlighten or to rekindle the message on tissue donation and what benefit it can give to the general public. The other, for an example, stakeholders that are linked to, that are key in healthcare that we have engaged with in different parts of the country, especially the Western Cape, is the Western Cape Forensic Services, who have given us an opportunity to engage with their staff and patients, or rather members or families of the deceased, of the deceased persons, to give us an opportunity to engage with them, to talk to them about tissue donation. That is yielding positive results. And general public really in giving talks, in doing campaigns, the one we have alluded to earlier, of engaging public in public places, setting up our people, setting up stores, pop-up stores, etc., where people can go and share, where we share that information. We have done the first two quite successfully, I must say. Online Max would be a typical platform where we hopefully members of the public would engage. Our message is quite simple, really, to the public, to say everyone can be a hero, everyone can donate or talk about tissue donation. The benefit to the recipients is exponential. One donor can benefit 65 patients, to say the least. So let's give that gift of life. Let's encourage people to donate. It's a good thing to do.